What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Guys, I want to talk a little bit about the Joe Budden podcast because I don't really listen to it a lot. It's kind of not my thing. But a lot of people love the Joe Budden podcast, especially Brother Andre Hatchett. They have a huge Patreon community. And the podcast, it's well produced. It's very professional. If I were to start a podcast, Joe Budden is, where you want to start. It looks really good and they have really good content, okay? But here's the situation with the Joe Budden podcast. Last year or year before, they had a lucrative term deals that, number one, they were with Spotify, and then Tidal gave them a deal. Okay, now for whatever reason, Joe Budden didn't feel like the money was enough, and I think Joe Rogan got a lot of money from Spotify. I think almost like $200 million, something like that. And Joe Budden said that it wasn't enough money. So because it wasn't enough money, he went out on his own. Okay, and when you do something like that, you need to have a really good team that can get you sponsorships. And so, like I'm on YouTube, I'm independent, but you guys know, I have a Patreon page, and so is Joe Budden. He was appointed to like one of the overseers of Patreon also as an influencer. He gets a lot of private support from his channel. And one of the biggest lucrative deals he signed was with Cash App. Now everybody uses Cash App. I use Cash App. It's very big in America now. A lot of YouTubers get donations through Cash App. So if you watch Joe Budden's podcast, you will see that, he would always have sponsored by Cash App. Like if you look at episode 436 here, you would see that Cash App is one of the sponsors. But if you look at episode 439, Cash App is no longer the sponsor. Now, why is that? Because of this sexual harassment from his former employee. All right. And we talked about her and all of that. And Joe Budden actually came out and made a statement and said that, he was sorry if she felt any sort of way. He wants to protect black women and all of this other stuff. And, the things that he was supposed to say when like it's going downhill. All right. That you got to say these things. And he said it, okay? He didn't come out and deny anything. He came out, and it's Olivia Dope. He came out and said these things. Once that happened, Cash App was like, and we suspect, because of this allegation, we got to pull our money. Now, remember T.I. T.I. was with VH1, had a reality show, had to pull out. Same thing with his podcast. In fact, Kevin Samuels, if I'm not mistaken, either went to T.I.'s podcast and recorded, or something happened, but because T.I. was facing all these allegations, the episode didn't even get aired. All right. And T.I. lost a lot of endorsements. I'm gonna cover him a little bit later. You even have guys coming out talking about that T.I. sexually harassed them and stuff like that, which is interesting. I don't know if that's cap or not, but it seems like it. What I want to come back and talk to black men about is this in America. Brothers, when you have a lot of money and you're doing very well, you cannot afford to be messing with women at your job. All right? Especially if it's your company. Listen, you are not, Bill Gates. Okay? You're a rich white guy. You can meet an employee there and it's under wraps. Some of you guys are not going to like this. But when you have something like the Joe Budden podcast, all right, and you're an independent person, you turn down deals from Spotify, you turn down deals from places like that. What are you doing, bro? You got to honestly understand that you're independent. So everything you do, not only it affects yourself, but it affects other people. I know that Rory Mal quit, but I want black men to understand this. When you're like, for me, as an independent entrepreneur, every decision I make affects everybody that works with me. Okay? My editors, it affects Dima, it affects my Kanganda channel. It affects, anything, I have to run the tight ship, right? Anything that I do affects whatever I'm doing. As a man, I cannot do anything that puts the business at risk. Same thing with you guys. You own trucking companies. Some of you brothers own plumbing companies. You cannot do anything that puts the business at risk. And Joe Budden, you know, and it seems like what the lady accused him of, I came out and tried to defend him, that, you know, what he said was inappropriate, but it seems like has some truth to it. Bro, what do you have a huge business opportunity. You have money. You just signed with Patreon. You get money from them. You get money from Cash App. Now you're gonna lose all your endorsements. Stupid. You just lost Rory or Mal, or I don't know which one of them. So now, you know, you have instability in the business, all because of you. You're the one that has built the business, but you're the one that's causing the most harm to it. And everybody that works for you, the cameraman, the sound guy, their families, they're all at risk because of something stupid that you did. And once black men start to think like that about protecting their money and their assets and their business, that's when you will start to grow. All right? We're not little kids anymore. Okay? We're just not. We got to be honest, man. Joe Budden's 40 years old. You understand what's going on with the Me Too. You understand what's happening to these guys. You can't be talking like that. You just simply cannot afford to do that. It's just not happening. All right? Once black men decide that they're going to not do that, then this is what you're going to do. This is what we're going to do. You'll be able to protect the business. And women who work at your business, they should be automatically off limits. Like anybody but that. Anybody but the women that are, like, out of every woman that you can deal with, never the ones that work for you. Okay? Because you're talking about workplace harassment, sexual harassment in the workplace, the employer. Come on, man. Like, you like look at all the guys getting hit with sexual harassment right now. Deshaun Watson. And I wouldn't be surprised. Here come a string of women saying Joe Budden did this. You know. And it could have been that, you know, she actually was trying to talk to him or reciprocating. It don't matter, because she was the one that come out and said this first. Then people start trying to bring your name in there, start trying to bring your name down. The business goes down, all because, and to be honest, she's not even that pretty, man. Like what is it about her that's worth you losing the business for? Worth you putting it at risk? You're making a lot of money. So much money you're probably making. You turned down Spotify. Okay? You turned down Spotify, you turned down Tidal. So you're making a lot of money. And now you possibly can't even go back to those networks. And this is why, you know, a lot of guys got to be careful. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I am out.